So recently I played a 15-year-old kids game with my friend to see what all the hype was about. He's no match for my clownery. And even though the video wasn't as long as I'd hoped it would be, I still really enjoyed the feeling of living through moments that others consider nostalgic for the first time. So I figured I should make more of an effort to try out some of the older and conveniently cheaper games in my backlog, which leads me to today's focus, Metro 2033. The first game in the now critically acclaimed survival horror FPS trilogy based off of a Russian novel of the same name released 8 years prior to the 2010 game. My goal here is to not only find out why this game and its sequels have such a devoted fan base, but also to come up with my own opinion on the game as I go into my first playthrough blind. Without any further delay, let's strap on our gas masks, turn on our flashlights, and jump right into the mutant-infested Metro.
We'll have to get through the military outpost to reach the surface, Artyom.
Whoa. Oh, I just want to say I really like the way the game looks. I realize the game has motion blur on, and I kind of like it. I never like motion blur in games. Metro 2033 follows the story of Artyom, which I believe I'm pronouncing correctly, but I don't really care. Artyom is a Russian kid who grew up in the Metro along with all the other survivors during the years following a nuclear war that turned much of the world into a radiated wasteland. After experiencing the disappearance of his father's friend Hunter at the hands of the new, more dangerous mutants known as the Dark Ones, Artyom now must follow through on the promise he kept with Hunter, to get to Polis Station and work with Miller to defeat the Dark Ones and save humanity. Just from the introduction of this game, I was hooked. The near lack of heads-up display and realizing that I was going to need first aid kits, plenty of ammo, gas masks, and filters had me excited yet afraid I wouldn't be able to keep up, even on the lower difficulty I chose. On the way out of his home station, Artyom and his group are assaulted by the Dark Ones. What? Yet none of them are killed, leading them to realize Artyom is immune to their attacks. Are we special? Oh shoot, what? What? Everyone's in the exact same position.
What's going on? Shh. Wake up, people! People! Wake up, for Christ's sake!
After fighting their way to Riga Station. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm running, that's for sure. Artyom meets up with Bourbon, who agrees to help him on his way to Polis Station, as long as he provides backup for some business Bourbon has to attend to.
You're Artyom, right? Sit down.
You're Artyom, right? Roger, roger. On this route, Artyom experiences another vision of the Dark Ones advancing on him as Bourbon hastily tries to open a gate. Run, 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 run. Run forward, run forward. We're gonna run forward, we're gonna run forward.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
Oh, that's freaky. That actually creeped me out. Escaping the Dark Ones and heading through the gate, Bourbon and Artyom make it to Dry Station, and Bourbon finally gets a chance to tie off his loose ends before they head up to the surface. Whoa! Is this the surface? I guess I don't need a medkit, but it feels like I need a medkit. That was the scariest moment of the game so far.
Thanks, friend.
Oh! What was that? I forgot that was there. This is one of a few times during my playthrough where I spend an embarrassing amount of time stuck in one area, without a clue of where the game wants me to go, which is likely somewhat attributed to my stupidity, but I refuse to believe that I am the only one who spent 15 minutes in this one outpost on fire with creepy crawlies coming out of every crevice in the walls and floors while I run around trying to figure out if I've explored this room or not, because they all look the same! How else am I supposed to get out of here? This is the way I came up, right? Wait, what? This is not the way I came. Oh, I kept thinking this is the way I came. After Bourbon gets himself captured, we're finally introduced to the stealth system in Metro 2033, or what Metro 2033 considers stealth. I say this because I have no clue how the stealth system works in this game. It would be different if everything was in third person and I could look around a corner without someone immediately spotting me, but here I feel like I would still be spotted even if I were wearing clothes painted in Vantablack, sneaking through the shadows at a snail's pace. Dude, what? Because of my confusion and frustration, I did what I could to make it through the majority of the section hidden in stealth until I got to this room where I felt forced to confront one of, if not both of these guards. Looking back, I may have been able to just walk past while they looked the other way, but I was in a bad mood by this point, okay? Bourbon. Miller! That's Miller, right?
My name is Khan.
No, who are you? I'm so glad I have another buddy, because I cannot go at this game alone. As Khan guides us through the tunnels, Artyom learns more about the paranormal entities and other anomalies that inhabit the metro. Reaching Curse Station, the two help the survivors fend off another attack from the Nosalices. And now we run. And now we run! And now we run! Cool guys, don't look at explosions. Remember that. But Khan chooses to stay back and help Curse Station a little longer. So once again, Artyom is on his own, leaving me terrified, because I cannot go at this game alone. Through a random chase scene and a long haul strapped to the underside of a rail car, Artyom finds himself at the front lines of a battle between the communists and the Nazis. There isn't really much to say about this mission. It's very straightforward as you mow down enemies with a sprinkle of side quests like rescuing POWs to make things a little interesting. The best part of this mission and a lot of this game has to be the visuals, not only the dark and disgusting aesthetic of it all, but the variety of each new area. Even if one location was similar to another, it always felt new and refreshing because each area had some sort of story to tell, especially here where you can see the remnants of current and previous battles held on these bridges and through these tunnels. Progressing through the battle, Artyom gets himself captured by the Nazis.
Hey, maybe if you beg, we'll think about killing you quicker.
Oh, baby, a triple!
You know, one thing I like about the bad guys, there's always a lot of discussion before they get around to pulling the trigger.
Our new friend Pavel and Artyom attempt to sneak through the Reich territory, but crap hits the fan pretty quickly, leading to what felt like an exceptionally long turret sequence split up between an armored car and a rail car, and ending with the death of Pavel. He's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. Artyom then stumbles upon a desperate outpost, but fails to turn the tides of battle and needs to use a radio beacon to warn Polis of the incoming threat, which leads me to probably my least favorite mission in the game. The mission starts on the surface, at the entrance of the metro, surrounded by Nazi patrols that will spot you if you step into their spotlight or if you get too close to them. Or so I thought. But here, the sound effect that tells you that you're spotted will play any time you step out of cover, no matter if anyone is looking at you or how far from them you are. From what I can tell, you may still be hidden at this point, but this wasn't something I learned until after the fact, so needless to say, I was very frustrated that I couldn't even figure out the stealth mechanics when there are whole missions baiting you to play full stealth. So now that I accepted the fact that I had to go into this Darth Vader Rogue One type mindset, I began shredding through the Nazis as I made my way into the building they were using as an outpost. Which, may I add, has the dumbest entrance known to man. You not only have to climb a crane, but then you have to choose whether you want to jump through this window or go onto this ladder before sneaking your way through the rest of the building filled with traps, Nazis, and a flying mutant beast to top it all off. After making my way through the building without the help of a stealth system, I then shoo off the flyer and send the radio warning message to Polis Station. But now where am I meant to go? I can't jump off this ledge, can't walk around the building, can't go back where we came. Oh, you mean I was supposed to crawl through a hole in the wall of this one back room so I could fall under the blocked staircase and exit through the other side of the building? What? That is... This is the part of the game where we finally meet Miller. After a ride through the all-inspiring Polis Station, he takes us to the Council in an attempt to gain their assistance in the fight against the Dark Ones. When the Council declines, Miller, Artyom, and their crew head out to the library to find a map of the D6, a missile silo they plan to use to wipe out the Dark Ones. In the library, the crew is confronted by a new enemy type, known as the Librarians. And even though I struggled to properly fight these guys, it was definitely a refreshing new combat experience. How am I supposed to survive? Speaking of refreshing new combat experiences, after reaching D6, Artyom and Miller are forced to the lower levels in order to restart the reactor. And on we'll go. The only problem is the infestation of the super poisonous glowing orbs, which can two-shot you and will quickly swarm you if you aren't observant of your surroundings. Luckily, if you see any of the hives, you can shoot them off the walls before they even hatch. Miller and Artyom now take a missile guidance system up to the surface to a tower they know is in view of the Dark One's hive ground. Ammo! Ammo!
Now quiet. Come on.
Oh shoot! There goes every bone in our body. Oh my gosh. Fighting their way up the tower, Miller is wounded, and it is up to Artyom to set up the guidance system which will take out the Dark Ones. No. I just used a medkit, I'm sorry! Sorry, I was mid-medkit, man. You good? He's not good. Can I have your ammo at least? After setting up the guidance system, Artyom is once again pursued by the Dark Ones via another vision. Miller! No? No. Yes! Who are you? Oh my gosh, are we gonna shoot these things? You're gosh darn right, brother. You will be stopped. What?
The missiles are in flight!
What a transition. Overall, Metro 2033 was a fun game. Through intense survival mechanics like your gas mask getting cracked and getting filled with more condensation or covered in blood, or the overarching fear that you're gonna run out of ammo before the next encounter. As may be obvious to any Metro fans watching this, I was playing the Redux version, which does have better graphics than the original, but I was still blown away by the lighting effects like lens flare, bloom, and dynamic flashlight and laser sights. Little things like the camera and Artyom's gun swaying as you walked and looked around also added a level of realism. Of course, there were 3 or 4 times where I spent upwards of 10 minutes trying to find an exit to a level, but I'm willing to accept the fact that I'm just an idiot. My only other gripe with the game is how the overarching story of the Dark Ones was put on the back burner for much of the time spent in the Metro itself. There were times where I forgot why we even needed to find Miller in the first place, and I had no clue the Dark Ones inhabited a whole section of Russia to themselves until the final cutscene where it shows what we're trying to target with the missile guidance system. And the occasional visions we receive of the Dark Ones were vague and confusing to me. On one hand, if you don't escape the Dark Ones in this vision, you die. So they want to kill you, right? On the other hand, if you do escape the Dark Ones, one will grab your arm and help you through the gate. Of course, the game still has 2 sequels and could follow up these questions with the answers I'm looking for, so I'm willing to play those games. If anyone is interested, please let me know in the comments. That's something you'd like to see, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.